Alright, hello folks. I'm doing another video about the crime in Queens again because it seems the crime is just never stopping. It's getting completely out of hand, and the dysfunction of what's going on with the coronavirus is just making us ignore our real problems that we had even before this pandemic started. Thanks to the lunacy of Bill DeBozo and Mr. New Yorkers Love Me himself, the man up in Albany, who we will not say his name. Alright? So these two men, again, don't care about our problems in Queens. I've talked about this a lot over the pandemic. And it seems it's just getting, folks, it's just getting completely worse. Completely worse. And there's more stuff we gotta talk about because I'm just disturbed about all these incidents happening in Queens. I don't know how much more can I take of this, folks. I mean, there is so much going on in our borough that has to be talked about because the media is not covering some of these stories. Yeah, some of them do get covered, but this is what I mean. I'm just so disgusted on what's going on with the Queen, what's going on here. I'm just completely upset. And not to mention, there was a major incident in Elmhurst yesterday, and they briefly brought up a person getting struck by a train in Elmhurst. So I'm gonna read this article. A couple stuff I'm gonna get into, and by the way, I will mention the media are a bunch of hypocrites. This morning they talked about an accident that happened on the Sunken Meadow, yet we have an accident on Union Turnpike and it doesn't get covered. I was watching 7, 11, and 2, 4, 5. Didn't even bring it up. What happened yesterday. So we're going to get into that. And even New York 1. See, I got a bone to pick with New York 1 as well. And I'll bring them up as we go along. Alright? So let's get into our first article. Alright, so yesterday morning, a person was struck by a train at the Woodhaven Boulevard station. It's a brief article, but Channel 2 did briefly bring it up yesterday. Alright, so this happened at Woodhaven Boulevard. So a person was struck underneath a train at the Woodhaven Boulevard station. They don't know how this person was struck. That's very suspicious on why this was happening during the overnight subway shutdown. And sadly, this person was pronounced dead at the scene. So we're not going to focus on that, but that needs to briefly be mentioned that could be suspicious. Okay, so let's get into this one. Alright, so here's a sad story that should be brought up. So, a worker who was on his way to do his shift at Queens General Hospital was killed in an accident yesterday morning. Alright, so this happened at Union Turnpike and Parsons Boulevard by Rite Aid. And, I know that area very well. That's where the Q25 and Q34 buses are. So let's get into it. A lab technician driving to his Queens Hospital job was killed early Friday morning in a grisly T-bone crash with a driver who may have been impaired. Daniel Crawford of Bloomfield, New Jersey, was pronounced at a Queens General Hospital. Believe it or not, the same hospital where he worked as a pyrobotanist, drawing and testing blood samples. Crawford was driving south, 52-year-old man, along Parsons Boulevard in Kew Gardens around 4:05 a.m. when a 22-year-old Mercedes driver going eastbound on Union Turnpike T-boned him at the intersection. Security guard Philip Farmer was about to start his shift at Rite Aid when he saw the bent, shattered wreckage of the crash. A total of 4 cars for damages, witnesses said. And I will mention, Charlton D. Souza was the one who made me aware of this yesterday. So Charlton, Passengers United, thank you. Because I did show on my live stream yesterday the video from Loud Labs. And if Loud Labs does have an updated video, I will put that in the link in the description below, or I'll update the cards. But Farmer said, physically, I haven't seen anything like that in person. I've only seen crashes like that on movies or TV. those cars were so badly damaged. It was terrible. Oh, and we're also going to talk about the drive-by shooting that happened by JFK yesterday, because that needs to be brought up as well. An FDNY electrician sent to repair a fire alarm box damaged in a collision added, "It looked like an explosion. This was pretty bad. Dark fluid pooled near the scene, littered with broken auto glass. That's either transmission fluid or blood over there," the FDNY technician said, only giving his first name as Ray. "I don't want to find that out." Crawford was a proud dad of 2 sons and just welcomed a new baby grandson last week, who wished one son good luck at his first day of work in August. "May God bless my son and keep his head right," he wrote on Facebook. He went back to he wanted to go back for a nursing degree, said his ex-wife. He is humble and he would send positive Facebook messages every day at 5:30 on his way to work, and that would just uplift the people. So, he did post a picture of himself on August 25th. So, that's obvious. But, this is what I mean. This is what happens in a dysfunctional city. The bozo doesn't want to acknowledge this. But, again, this probably happened because there's less people on the road. Does this surprise me? No, it doesn't. The New York Post actually had a video of what happened, so we'll just watch this video quickly on mute. So, obviously you could tell that's the out-of-state plate from New Jersey. That's the essential worker who was involved in the accident. And, looked like that vehicle, the rear came out. And again, I know Loud Labs is going to have a video, and they did actually show the drunk driver arrested on the scene. So, thank you to Loud Labs, because that's essential. Man. Yeah, look at that. I think the airbags did deploy. Wow. What an awful accident. No. And they have more pictures, I think, of when it happened. Yeah, see? More pictures of the incident. Yep, and apparently that's the person who may have been arrested. Yep. Yeah, I know this had to be from Loud Labs. Alright, let's get into this one. Alright, so the media was all over this yesterday. 2 men shot dead in car in Queens. Woman and young boy in back seat spared. Alright, so let's read this one. So this happened on Rockaway Boulevard at 11:45 a.m. yesterday. 2 men with gang affiliations were fatally shot in broad daylight Friday while riding in the front seat of a car in Queens, while a young woman and a little boy in the back seat were miraculously spared. So this happened at Rockaway Boulevard near Brookville Boulevard. So this happened right by JFK, so I know this area pretty well. 26-year-old ex-con, the driver was wounded. Yeah, so that's who was shot. Mortally wounded driver, 26-year-old ex-con, was paroled after serving time for gun possession, darting through oncoming traffic and then crashed into a fence near JFK. So, it says 2 bullet holes are seen here in center left. Yeah, I see the bullet hole right there, I think. And inside the car, it's center right. Sadly, it said the driver had been shot in the chest and shoulder. His front seat passenger, also 26, was shot in the head and chest. Medics rushed them both to Jamaica Hospital but could not be saved. So, look at this. Another out-of-state plate. Look at this. New Jersey. Yeah, right there. Right there, I see it. Neither the 20-year-old woman who was staying the driver nor the 4-year-old boy whose dad was sitting in the front passenger seat were hit by gunfire. Now, this is interesting. They took the mom, who was 20, and the 4-year-old boy to LIJ. So, let me get this straight. They took the 2 front passengers to Jamaica Hospital, which, by the way, Jamaica Hospital is the worst hospital in the city. I mean, all 5 boroughs, it's the worst. Why would you want to go there? But yet, the 2 people in the back seat were taken to one of the best hospitals in the country. So, explain that to me. I don't get that. Yeah, it says Cohen's Children's Medical. That's LIJ. That's where the New Horizons cafeteria is. Where I've always had lunch. Oh, boy. Thank goodness Assistant Chief Ruben Beltran said the innocent child in the rear seat was not seriously injured or worse. Yeah, so it says clearly the Nissan Maxima had temporary New Jersey plates. There was an eyewitness, but they did see possible tailgating incident. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Let me look at this article. This might be Queens related. I'll try to load it up. Oh, look at this. They actually have an updated thing right here. Yeah, look at this. The Daily News even brought up what happened. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The media didn't bring this up in Midtown. Happened at Penn Station. Alright, let me read this. You gotta be kidding me. Come on, media. Do your freaking job, Somebody jumps in front of a train in Midtown? I mean, that's a big story. That's a big story. Alright, here we go. So it said an E-train was involved. That's very odd. An E-train was involved in the one in Elmhurst. I want to see the incident, Yeah, here we go. Here we go. A woman died after jumping in front of a train at 34th Street Penn Station. So, no specifics on that. Let me look at that one for a second. Let me see. Is there anything about that? Yeah, here we go. This has to be... Yeah, I knew it. It would be on the Midtown patch. I was like, wait a minute. It has to be Midtown patch. So let me read this one. See, shame on you, media. Shame on you. And the Daily News article wasn't even specific. Was it the A, C, and E, or is it the 1, 2, 3? No, it was the 1, 2, and 3 line. Okay, here we go. A woman was struck and killed by a train Friday morning at 34th Street Penn Station, police said, prompting an emergency response that had rerouted and delayed subway service. At around 9:15 a.m., the operator of a northbound 1 train witnessed the unidentified 40-year-old woman jump in front of the train, according to police. Paramedics pronounced her dead at the scene. Shortly after 9:30, New York City NYCT Subway said northbound 1, 2, and 3 trains were all being rerouted along 34th Street. NYCT Subway said northbound 1 trains were running express from Chambers Street to 72nd Street on the Upper West Side. 2 trains were running on the 5 line from Nevin Street to 149th Street and 149th Street Grand Concourse in the Bronx. So, Nevins is obviously Brooklyn, I know that. And 3 trains were sharing the express track with the 1 line, said New York City NYCT Subway. Normal service began at 11:03 a.m. So there you have it. So, patch was specific, but not the Daily News. So, I mean, come on. That's a big deal. Somebody getting struck in Midtown is a big deal. You know how the media works. You know how biased they are these days. Alright, so let's talk about this, because I was first made aware of this yesterday. I had to do research on this. So, something else happened in Parsons Boulevard. You may be wondering what happened. Robbery. Yep, look at this. Armed crooks robbed Metro PCS store. So let's look at this video. Okay, here we go. Watch this. Look, one of them even takes out a gun. This is a big deal. This happened back in October. But again, we're the media. You don't want to cover specific stories. Yep, that's how it works in 2020. I have to do their job. And look how frightened the person behind the register is. Look, they're taking cash right out of the register. Look at this. My goodness. You know, the media, again, it's just... You have to look up things on your own just to get stuff done. That's how disturbing this is. My good... Look how much cash they're taking. Look how much cash they're taking. You know? Look. Look. Went right out. Went right out. Let's get into this. Happened on October 12th. Alright. So it was a female employee who was robbed. And they took more than $500 in cash and phones. So what happened at 6:30 p.m. on October 12th, they were wearing hoodies and they were wearing face masks, so at least they were following COVID protocols. Entered a store on Parsons Boulevard near 75th Road in Kew Gardens. Video shows the pair moving to the counter when the 20-year-old woman was working at the store where she was standing. One of the crooks, wearing glasses and a gray champion hoodie and carrying a large black bag snug over his shoulder. Yeah, and look, see? There's the gun right there. Yes, so it appears to be a revolver. Oh, no. A revolver? Really? Revolvers were popular back in the late 1880s. I know a lot about those. I played Red Dead Redemption. Oh my goodness. As the robber in grays takes the phones from the cabinet, the gun-toting crook orders the employee to open the cash register. So obviously we saw what happened. But I just want to see what specifically got robbed. That's the point of the story here. Alright, so 12 phones were taken. And they took the 20-year-old employee's phone. $522 in cash. Alright. Next story. I got two more I gotta read. Alright, so look at this one. Woman robbed at knife point. Police Channel 2 did like a 2.5-minute story on this yesterday. Alright, so the woman was 64 years old. Look at this. Watch this. Thankfully, she tried fighting him off. Yep, there he goes. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So let's read this. Alright, so this happened in Richmond Hill. See, Andy Q has been talking about Richmond Hill going downhill too. Andy, I want to thank you for that. In fact, hang on. I owe Andy Q a big favor. Let me see if I can find the video, and then we'll get back to the article. So Andy was on the subway yesterday. Let me see if I can find him. Here's Mr. Keto. Hi, Andy. What happened here? Oh, another robbery. My goodness. Looking for something here. Hang on. Yeah, and by the way, I was trying to ask Andy yesterday if the trash can at Northwell, because his mom is in the hospital again. Sorry to hear that. But that's not the video I'm looking for. I'm trying to look for the video where, that's not it. Nope. Nope. Yeah, here's one of the two videos I wanted to play for you. So yesterday, when Andy was on the Q46, darn it, I do apologize. I wish this video would load. If it doesn't, I do apologize, but, you know, let's see if it works. There we go. So look at this. Watch. Yep, panhandler. Panhandler on the Queens-Nassau border. That's just disgusting. You know how disgusting that is? You know how disgusting that is? Well, that's interesting. The video that Jamel tweeted got sent out. But I'm not looking for that one. I'm looking for, yeah, this video. Because I owed Andy a favor yesterday. Because I was like, you know what? I didn't see the video when I was ending the live stream. So look what happened yesterday on the E. Look what happened. Yep. You think this is okay? You honestly think this is okay? You know, that's not safe. You know, the guy wasn't even wearing a face mask. Yeah, here's another video Andy tweeted. Watch this. Well, I can't really see it that well, but... Yep. Let's go back on to the topic at hand. So, the video I just played... A man held a 64-year-old woman at knife point in an attempted robbery capturing on disturbing surveillance video. And it even has it right here. There's another story we have to read regarding subway crime at knife point. The woman was walking on 120th Street near 103rd Avenue back on... What day was this? Oh, that's the autistic kid that was robbed in Manhattan. Yeah, see, even people in Manhattan who are getting robbed too, but that one was much worse. I'll read that one after. Okay, so, right, happened last week on the 14th. The man approached the woman from behind at 8:40 a.m. and pulled out a knife to her throat while demanding money. Video shows the suspect grabbing the woman by the neck briefly before running away. Police say the man fled empty-handed. The woman was not injured and refused medical attention. So, they think the suspect is 20 to 30 years old. So that's alarming. So, there's this video of an autistic kid getting robbed, and I'll show you that after, I guess. So, another story we're going to get into. Man attempts knife point robbery on Queens subway platform. Look at this one. Police are looking for a man who attempted to rob a subway rider at knife point in the Queensboro Plaza station last week. The suspect approached a 46-year-old man on the station's southbound platform midday on November 13th, pulled out a knife, and demanded money. The man ran away without taking anything, so at least the good news is she wasn't robbed, but the police want to, I guess, question this guy. Alright, so let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this is the video that everybody's been talking about since last week. This happened in Manhattan. So I'll pull this one up. Two brutes mugged an autistic teen. And I have the video right here. And I'll play it afterwards. So this happened on Lower Manhattan back on... What day did this happen? Yeah, November 7th. The call-less pair struck the teen in the face repeatedly. So this happened on Lafayette Street at 11:30 a.m. Yep, no bystanders came to his aid. The attacker swiped the victim's jacket and his shoulder bag, which held his wallet, $4 in cash, and his cell phone. So, the decent news was the autistic teenager, who was 14, yes, the teen had minor injuries. Alright, so, one suspect, Charles DiStefano, 35, on a robbery charge more than 2 hours later. So he gave the rescue mission his address. Oh, boy. And, once again, homeless. Yep, thank you, Bill de Blasio. Oh, we're going to get into my epic rant at the end of this video. Alright, so, the other attacker, a bearded man who wore a black hooded coat, a pink sweater, black pants, and multicolored sneakers, remains at large. So, now I'm going to make a rant on why de Blasio and Cuomo's plan to make me move to Delaware seems to be working. So it's clearly obvious what these two men are doing. You know, they're laughing at us. De Blasio was laughing at us. Cuomo was laughing at us. And, I'm going to get into why both of them are laughing at us. Look at Cuomo. He's laughing because of his wonderful bail reform. Yeah, you think Delaware would let something crazy like this happen? Trust me, if this was happening in Delaware, you know how many inmates from Smyrna and from Georgetown, not Georgetown, excuse me, Millsboro. You know how many inmates would be let out? You know how much backlash there would be if this happened in Delaware? Trust me, people in Delaware would not take this lightly. They would be so irate. It would be something crazy if Carney did something like this in Delaware. At least Carney wouldn't do something crazy like this in Delaware. Meanwhile, Cuomo let these people out. And remember, and I'll say this right now. Some of these people, and I've been saying this for years, they are mentally ill, homeless. They are mentally ill, and some of them are homeless. 2 and 2 and 4 is not a good case. You have people who just want to ignore the problem. I've never ignored the problem. Never. And Cuomo is just laughing at us because he's letting this all happen on our watch. Our watch. And de Blasio's over there. He's playing with his schools. Oh, I want to make sure my schools are open for the kids. Blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, you have Cuomo over there saying, Orange zone, orange zone, orange zone. No, you should be worried about the crime right now. But no, because we are clueless New Yorkers who will vote for Democrats. We seem to be at fault. If Mark Molinaro was around in New York, this would have never happened. You think Mark Molinaro would have let this crazy bail reform happen? No, Mark would have kept us safe. That's the problem. They always say elections have consequences. Well, in 2018, you made a big mistake voting for Andrew Cuomo. You made a big mistake, and now you're facing the consequences. Same in 2017. Look, Nicole Malliotakis wasn't a great candidate, and I do wish her the best in Congress starting in January. And, Bo Dietl was a loudmouth. But look at it this way. People are so gullible. They're so gullible. They will look at these 2 laughing lunatics on your screen right now and they say, oh, this is the way things have to be. No! This is not how things have to be. I mean, look, I've bashed Curtis Sliwa. A lot. But I don't know if Curtis Sliwa's going to be our problem. This is why I prefer John Catsimatidis or Nicole Galanis right now. But the issue is, the longer this continues, the longer people are not going to see what's really going on here. And then, knowing the Democrats, they're going to love Eric Adams. He's already the front runner. Him or Scott Stringer are going to end up winning that nomination. And look, I can respect that Eric Adams was a cop. But do you honestly think Eric Adams is going to get involved in mentally ill homeless? No. So honestly, right now, I just don't know who's going to be our Lord and Savior right now to help us get out of this mess. And then I keep hearing, Max Rose may run. I keep hearing, Andrew Yang might even run. That's the problem right there. And thank goodness Corey Johnson's not running. Mental health is the most important priority. And I can understand why he wants to still be Speaker of the City Council. But I'm telling you right now, the only person who I think can get the job done right now is John Catsimatidis. Alright? I'm telling you right now, you folks have got to realize that he is the only person we have to get this mess fixed. I know it's going to take a long time, but John promised us the first time in 2013 he was going to keep us safe. And I believe he still can keep us safe. I believe the NYPD can get funded again. Because what happened was, you cut $1 billion from the budget. You cut $1 billion. You know what happens? Lawless. That's what happens. Alright? In 2022, we have got to get you know who out. And that is Mr. New Yorkers Love Me. I'm not even going to say his name again. We have got to start changing our behavior in New York. People have got to realize, vote to get rid of the crime. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing in 2021. That's what you're doing in 2022. You are voting to stop the crime. The crime has got to stop. I am sick and tired of it. I lived in New York all my life for 25 years. I lived in Auburndale. I lived in Fresh Meadows. No one's telling me to leave Queens without a fight. And certainly, nobody's telling me to move to Delaware unless I vocally say what I have to say. Alright? So, Cuomo and de Blasio can force me into Delaware all they want, but I'm certainly not going out without a fight. Telling people the way it is. Alright? So that's it. You know I'm going to keep being vocal about these issues because the media is just giving us radio silence. Thank you for watching.